All right, quick conversation. Let's do it. Today we're going to talk about how to bounce back from failure fast. I'm about to give y'all the secret for day 15. All right, if you don't know, I go by Mr. J. Howard. Super excited to go down this path with you. Wealth, success in motion. Please like and subscribe. Let's talk about how to bounce back from failure. I'm overlooking my notes, so I'm going back and forth. First things first. You got to accept failures as a part of the process. And we've talked about this a couple of times. I will not let you miss this point. Failures is a part of the process. Some people run from their failures, right? They're like, oh my God, I don't want to risk this. I don't want to risk that. I don't want to get caught up and do this. And I'm not talking about ridiculously risky behavior, right? I'm talking about things that are actually driving you. You're on a path towards success and you got to make a couple tweaks, right? And you run into some roadblocks. You run into some speed bumps, right? Some things that may knock you off path just a little bit, but you got to bounce back on. Because if you don't, you're only putting yourself to go in the opposite direction. And we don't want to do that. We want to push forward. So the failures that happen, the speed bumps, the things that are teaching you as you go, they're beneficial to your journey, right? These are the things that you're going to learn from. You're going to step on them, right, as pieces. These are part of your staircase. It's a part of your staircase. And this entire 15-day journey that we've been on, as we've talked about things to motivate us and keep us moving forward, you have to understand that slip-ups, mess-ups, mishaps, a little bit going in the wrong direction, then you got to fix it and get back to it. That's a part of the journey, right? Number 2, extract the lesson. What can you do differently? What'd you learn from that mess up? Did you learn to not do that again? Did you learn to do that more? Did it give you some insightful information that can push you to the next level? Guys, I get super excited when we talk about this, and I tell all my concept thinkers, like, listen, if you don't make failures a part of your journey, you're missing the point. And you got to think about it, because those things that you could learn from, those things that you could build with and build on, they're going to turn things around for you. And yesterday we talked about how some people are looking for a hero, right? Some people are relying on you to do good so they can take some of the good that you've done and do that same thing. They want to duplicate that process. What you want to make sure is that you learn from your mistakes enough that you don't lead people to do the same mistakes. Let them learn from some mistakes in their journey on their own, right? But, if you're learning from your mistakes and you're pushing forward towards a bigger goal, somebody's watching. Somebody's always watching. So what kind of example are you setting? Are you the type of guy or gal that's going to keep doing the wrong things over and over because you're not learning from it? Or you're taking those mistakes and people are like, all right, cool, I understand. Ooh, he fell a little bit there, but got right back up, got on that horse and kept going. I'm not a big horse fan. If y'all like horses, do your thing. I just use it in an example. All right. So extract the lesson. Learn what you could do differently. Always remember that somebody's watching, right? These are bounce back steps. All right. Shift the focus. What's next? Right. I can't tell you how many times I've made errors, whether it was in business, whether it was in life. Like I said, I got a divorce. I got, some kids, which I love my kids. My kids weren't a mistake. But I've made some mistakes in career and different things like that. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to look at this situation and be like, damn, this is where we are. It's where we are. All right. We're not going to go back. We're not going to be able to change it. How do we move forward? What does forward look like from here? Right. And in turn, as we move on that path forward, we can make arrangements. We can control the things that we can control, and it will better our outcome. But sometimes you're not going to have all the control. You think about a controller, a joystick. Sometimes it's unplugged. Sometimes it's not connected. Then what? Right? Of course, you want to look towards your higher being. Absolutely. You want to brainstorm. You want to map it out. You want to get with your accountability partner and try to figure out some things, right? You want to get on your whiteboard. You want to scratch out some pages in that notebook of what the plans were and start coming up with what the next plan is. That's absolutely critical. If you don't shift your focus into a mindset of what's next, you're going to be stuck in a mindset of what's happening right now and you can't move. Quicksand. For some reason, when I was younger, I had this thing for quicksand. Like anytime a story or a movie has some quicksand in it, I was so invested. I just wanted to know more about quicksand. And as I got older, I started thinking about that. Like, why am I so into quicksand? So weird, right? Even when I got into construction and started building houses and stuff, dealing with sand and mixing mud for bricks. And then I thought about it and I was like, because quicksand is a slow way for you to go down. It's pulling you down. And a lot of times quicksand is not quick, right? So what's the lesson in it? As things are pulling you down and you have those last opportunities to push and get out of that situation, what's going through your head? What are you thinking? Are you reaching out for help? Are you using, before your mouth is covered in that quicksand, are you calling out for help? Before your arms are stuck and you can't move them, are you reaching out for help? What are you doing? Are you coming up with a plan to escape that situation that you're in? Or are you just looking at the sand and as you go down, the sand is just coming up? You just sat there and put yourself in that situation. So you got to figure out, what does that look like for you? What are you doing in a quicksand moment? And so sometimes I think when you're on a journey for success and you're on a journey to win and, fix some things that you did in the past wrong, whether it's in parenting, whether it's in your relationship, man, I can't help but be a human and think about, what happens if this doesn't work? What's your plan? How are you aligning your focus? Are you looking at somebody else's journey so much that you forget what your plan is? Are you trying to duplicate every single thing they did? Or are you taking lessons from what they did? When I was in network marketing, oftentimes I would get an opportunity to meet our big company mentors, right? The $1 million earners, and they had the Bentleys and the this and the this. And I learned, and I don't remember, I apologize, it's Darren Hardy, or I can't remember, someone, they said this before, and I took it with me as I continued on my journey in network marketing. And I would ask some of the biggest mentors in the company, some of the biggest players, what were your last 5 biggest mistakes? And a lot of times I would ask them and they would, man, good question. I would say this, but why? Why do I want to know their mistakes? Because I want to learn from it. I tried this and that didn't work. Okay, cool. So I know already they did something later that tweaked that concept to where they were able to move forward in whatever other direction. But for me, it allowed me to know, like, don't go that way, right? Do that way instead and be able to move forward and then build on what they learned from. So it made me align my focus. So I knew what things deserved more focus, more effort, more attempt, and what things I could navigate around. Last point. Keep moving. You failed, you got knocked down. You got to keep moving. Keep moving. You are much stronger than you think. I'm telling you. And I can assure you, I don't know your personal situation. I don't know the journey you're on. I don't know what you're going after. And I hope these 15 videos help you to be able to shift your focus and keep pushing forward. But I'm going to tell you, whatever setback that you're facing, you're stronger than. Some things are just going to be what it is. I'm telling you, we don't have all the power. We know the person who has all the power. And we don't know the lesson that's in it. And we don't know the story. But we have to make sure that we continue on our journey forward. And if we do, we build our own story. We get over setbacks. I want you to think about speed bumps and what they're for. And I talked about it before, so I don't want to, retell this story, but speed bump, and then you keep going. Oftentimes, speed bumps are not before a wall. A lot of times, the speed bump has more road on the other end of it. So what's your more road journey? Are you going to continue to be stronger than your setbacks? Or are you going to fall and let them be a trap? Super short, super excited. I got some other content I want to work on and get posted as soon as possible. So I definitely wanted to make sure that we close out this 15-day strong, have some key points that we can build on and learn from. And this is how to bounce back from failure fast. I go by Jay. Thanks.